Nice. All right, folks. I want to show you a quick demo of VitoDeploy, and I don't know if should I start from very scratch, like even installing VitoDeploy. Shouldn't be really complex, you know? What do you think? All right. So, seriously, guys, this is the first time I'm streaming something. A bit nervous, you know? All right, I'm gonna wait. Why do you see this screen? Ah, okay, it's fine. Can somebody teach me how to work with this restream? I can't see the chat. Wait a second. All right, shall we? I want to create a server first. So you might not see this screen, but let me just quickly get a head snare server, hopefully the cheapest one. Boom. VitoDeploy, create and buy. Okay. Just give me a second. All right, hopefully this is it. Am I in? All right, so let's just install like Vito from scratch. Okay, this is the latest one. right. Email address. Okay. .com and something. Shouldn't take too much to install it. Welcome, Laravel developer. I'd rather to say I'm a software engineer than a PHP or Laravel or whatever developer. But whatever. So should be done really quick. Come on. Configuring the Nginx and probably the last steps. Okay, finally. Installing Composer stuff. Okay, finally. Okay. Alright guys, we're done. So the app is ready. Okay. There you go, you can go and log in. But I'm gonna kill this one right now. I just wanted to say how easy is installing VitoDeploy. Okay, I will continue with the local one. So there you go, it's nothing fancy in the installation, you just have it. You might need to secure it as well. But maybe another time I will do it. But here it is. Where is it? Yeah, securing. Yeah, you just need to do some magical stuff here and then link your domain and then get an SSL and then voila, you have it. But anyway, I'm gonna just kill this server. I will continue with the local one to set up a server and show you around. Okay. So say bye-bye to this server. All right, there you go. Let's go in. So I have this on my local. I will just simply say artisan. Where is it? Let me also boot up the queue. Okay, there you go. So let's create one server. What do you think? Interestingly, I don't see the chat, you know? This is very weird to me. One second. All right, let's do it. So, I don't know what's going on. All right, let's create one server on Hetzner. I have already connected my Hetzner account, but simply you can do it. It's very easy here. So we'll go with a German one, and let's say the cheapest one. Let's call it stream, whatever. Let's go latest Ubuntu. I'm gonna install these later. Let's just create the server, install it, and provision the server to have everything there. So this shouldn't take really much, but in the meanwhile, I'm gonna show you a bit around. So look, in VitoDeploy 2, like the previous VitoDeploy, we have scripts. You can create multiple scripts. You can edit them. Of course, you can make them global. This will be available for all projects. Yeah, you can just simply create a script. Let's say hello script. Then we'll say hello. You can even do variables, like put some variables here. I don't know, name, something like this. And you can execute this. These are the previous execution. I deleted the server, which doesn't show it here at all. Anyway, I'm gonna wait for this server and then later on execute this script there. But, well, we have this profile. You can manage users. You can create new users with admin role or user role. Currently, there is only 2 roles. What else? You can modify them. You can add some projects, assign some projects to the users. And in the projects, obviously you can create new projects. Not much here. You can still again add some users, delete the users, and so on. Let's go to the server providers. Here in the server providers, you can connect to the existing providers here: AWS, Linode, DigitalOcean, Volter, and Hetzner. These are the supported ones at the moment. You can, I don't know, create AWS one with the required information, or Hetzner, which I already have one DigitalOcean and one Hetzner, which you can also say it's global or not, which will be available for other projects. Anyway, moving on, source controls. You can connect 3 most popular source controls: GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. Of course, you can also do you can also create self-hosted GitLab as well by just providing the URL to it. Anyway, storage providers. You can connect to multiple providers. Well, by providers, well, there is Dropbox. You can connect to a FTP server or a local. This is interesting. You can create a path and name for this local storage. This means the this path actually. See, this local will be on the servers actually. But we have S3. This is like all S3 compatible storage providers, Amazon S3 or any other, or even I guess R2, Cloudflare R2. Yeah. Yup. You can also connect to that. Anyway, again, moving on. By the way, the server creation already finished. But let's complete this part. Okay. I guess still there. Drop me something in the chat. Just say hey. So yeah, we have this notifications. Vito can notify you on every deployment completions, or I don't know, server connection failures and some other cases which you can connect the channel to your Slack, Discord, or email address, or even Telegram. So that's it. Your SSH keys, you can create your SSH keys. This is my public one, which I'm gonna deploy at the server in a very close future. And tags, you can create some tags. Let's actually create one. Stream, give it a color, save it. And API keys, obviously, to interact with the API from VitoDeploy itself. All right, let's go to the server actually. So the server is ready. It's almost, I would say, a raw server because it doesn't have a lot of services, you see. It only has supervisor and the Redis, and of course a firewall UFW. So I'm gonna install multiple services. For example, in order to have websites, to deploy any sites, you need to have Nginx, obviously. So let's just install Nginx. So it shouldn't take that much. Yep, done. Actually, that was fast. All right, so let's also install some database, maybe MySQL, and then so you can also install a PHP. Why not? Let's also have like 8.3 and so hopefully almost done. If not, maybe refresh. How's the queue going? You see it's running the command. It's probably doing MySQL. But anyway, Nginx is ready. We can see some stuff here. Let me actually, I want to create a new website. I want to deploy a Laravel website. So I need a new Laravel website actually. So let's, I don't know, create one. Laravel new Vito, let's call it. What? None, probably. Let's go with MySQL because I'm gonna do this, but no migration, you know, please. Yeah. Wait. Okay, npm command not found. Seriously? npm I. Okay, interesting. Done. Let's just also build it. And what else? I need a GitHub project probably. Where is it? Let's just Laravel test. Okay. So I need this, and I am done with this actually. All right. And just push it. All right. So I'm gonna deploy that. Let's create a Laravel website. Let's call it, I don't know, stream.vitodeploy.com, PHP version, source control already connected, my GitHub, and test main branch, one composer. Let's also create it. Well, isolation is not super stable. Let's do it. Let's do it. User isolation. So it will isolate the user. I don't know. It will create a new user with this one and put the website there. So create. Don't fail me. Come on. It's live. So bum, bum, bum. Right. Okay, done. So in the meanwhile, okay, actually now what I did at the screen you didn't see, I added this one, the stream.vitodeploy.com, to my Cloudflare. I created an A record there and pointed to this IP address. So if I open, probably I'm gonna get error 500 something. Yeah, because there is no env file and so on. So all right, so what do we have here? Example. All right. So I'm gonna just copy this environment, copy it, and here, so we obviously need environment variables, right? We'll put it here. Let's just add the domain address. Let's make this production. Let's remove the debug. And what else? All right, database. Let's add a user and password. We'll create this soon. And what else? Not much actually. Just save it. Did we save it? All right, cool. Now, so everything good here. Let's just create a database and user. Vito with the user and password. I don't want it to be remote actually. So cool, we have our database and the website is here. Now what we need is a deployment script. So this will be like being executed first, right? Let's write something. Let's write git pull maybe, and no, let's actually say PHP artisan down, and then let's fetch stuff, composer --no -dev. We can add prefers table and so on, but let's just keep it simple. And what else? PHP artisan migrate --force and PHP artisan optimize clear, and maybe optimize after that. P artisan up. I don't know if I missed anything, but this should work. Let's just save it and run it. Looks finished. So what do we have here? Yep, you see migrations have been executed and everything is good. Application is live. If I open this, oh yeah, nice, cool. So all good so far, right? What else do we need to do? Let's get an SSL. What do you think? All right. So let's generate a new SSL. I would just go with let's encrypt. I will say info at or Said at VitoDeploy.com, and I don't have any aliases, so just create. Hopefully you're not gonna let me down. Let's encrypt. Please. Nice. So yeah, you see, I can open it in HTTPS, but I can also force it, you see, and voila, or what? Okay, done. So now, done, guys. Our website has been deployed. Easy peasy. In a couple of minutes, I would say, probably a bit more or less, depends on your speed. But anyway, the app is ready. We did a deployment. You can open the deployment on the commit itself. We got an SSL for the website. It's there. And wait, chat. First time deploying with D2. I got stuck a bit here because I didn't realize I needed to fill out the entire deployment script. Yeah. That's very true. I mean, I'm getting that a lot. That maybe I will put some default deployment script there. I didn't want to be like a bit opinionated in the deployment script matter, but maybe it's time to put something there. All right, cool. Okay, 1 second. I forgot to do something, actually. Okay. All right. So, where are we? Okay. So you see everything is good. We have the website there. Now let's do some, I don't know, some queues. I wish I could add something to see the results, but we can anyway do it. All right. You can create, you see the website is here. Actually, this should be good enough. PHP slash, this should not be Vito, it should be stream. And this should be stream.vitodeploy.com, an artisan queue work with, of course, the user stream, and this too probably, and go. All right, 1 second. All right, back. So what do we have? Well, obviously it will be empty because I don't have any queue job here. It's a bit complex to do it, but anyway, you can start, restart, stop, and anything like that. You can also see the logs, some logs for your website, obviously. What is being executed or have been executed. You can see it here. And finally, we go to the settings. Well, you can obviously create some tag, save it, create some aliases like, I don't know, you can add www, classy, and other bunch of stuff you can see here. And I would say you can also see your Nginx final Nginx configuration and see what has been done here, what is here actually, and you can obviously change and save it, but I don't recommend this at all, because if you change this here, you should not do anything like SSL, because every time you generate a new SSL will, you know, regenerate that Nginx virtual host, which it will override what you have done there. So not really recommended, but I'm actually working on this to add some, let's say, custom blocks to the Nginx. So you put your custom blocks there, and every time you regenerate the Nginx configuration, it will also read your custom block and put it on the virtual host configuration file. What I'm also curious on how to set up tools like Reverb or Laravel on VitoDeploy. Yeah, well, I didn't want it to go in that direction. You can obviously do that, okay? I never done it personally, but you can obviously do it. It shouldn't be really big deal. But again, the thing is, you need to do something that I don't recommend it. You need to change this virtual host configuration. Okay. But this is also on the plan. I'm also working on that to make an easier way to do it. But look, in the end, Laravel Reverb is being run as a queue. Okay. Wait. Where is Reverb? My God. Okay, look. No, actually, I need to go to the Vito docs. Look, in the end, see, it's a command like queues, right? So, sorry, not that one. This one. So in the end, you will end up creating this queue here with that command with any port you want, right? With of course the website's user, Vito, or the isolated user, and maybe put this one and auto start at the stop, and this will just create the supervisor job worker, right? So a new application, the port will be open, okay? And now what you need to do is create a new virtual host block and actually nginx host reverse proxy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you see something like that. And proxy pass it to the port you have it there with your own subdomain. And that's it. You have actual reverb, WebSockets, or whatever there. Okay, but still, it's a hacky way, and I don't recommend it. So as soon that we have the deploying a website on ports, this will be the new feature. Deploy to ports, actually, it will also generate this kind of virtual hosts, and you will be able to deploy Reverb, Socket.io, Laravel WebSockets, or anything you want. Okay, and actually that will also enable you to deploy Octane PHP, Octane Swool with anything. All right. Yep. So, all right, back to this one. Okay, let me see if I have, okay, do I have a local storage? Yep. So let's also see some database tricks. So we have this database users. You can always, of course, see the password. You can link the database to different database user to different databases, like user, sorry, MyDB. So by default, this user can access to Vito database. You can simply link it to this user as well, which is not really recommended, but Vito just gives you the features. And backups, obviously. So where can I start with the backups? Yeah. That renaming queues to supervisor. Oh my God, I've thought that a lot. But maybe one day. One day that we will, have everything really spread it a lot along, and it doesn't even It doesn't make sense to have it as queues. So maybe, I don't know, some call it daemons, something like that. I don't even know. But anyway, so database backups, guys. With Vito, you can create backups, right? You can schedule backups, regular backups on your running on your Vito instance and backing up your database and storing the backup file on a external storage, and you can also store it on the server itself. Well, this one is not built for actually storing in the server. Maybe you have your own ways to, you have mounted a disk to your server, so this is for that. It's not, literally storing in the same server. It's for kind of external disks that have been mounted to your server, and well, the application recognizes that as a local disk. So this is for that. Or we have S3 as well. We can schedule a daily backup, for example. You can select the database you want to do the backup, and you can also say how many backups to keep. You don't want to keep too many backups. I hope my connection to S3 is still working, so otherwise I'm not gonna be able to connect it now. Yeah, Worker is also a good name. Yeah. That's also a good name, Workers. Cool. So we have the backup. You see, we can run it again anytime to make a backup from the database and put it here. You can delete it. And what else? You can also restore a backup. Just clicking the restore. I want to restore it to this database actually. Well, the database is literally empty, but you will see. Restoring to this database. I will show you some logs actually. And you see restored. So I actually literally restored the database Vito into this MyDB called database. If you go to the logs, you will see. So backup database, you see, stored in that file, restore, and also done. Did we store it here? Well, let's come back to file manager later. Oh my god, 34 minutes and we are still on databases. But going good. I would get really tired if I was recording this as a video and sharing. So we're done with the database backups, I guess. Nothing more to add. Actually, some good features also coming to this database. There are already open pull requests from community members to create databases with custom char sets, and it even fetches the database char sets from the server actually itself for all database kinds like MySQL or PostgreSQL. And yeah, anyway, I will come back to this file manager later. Let's go with PHP actually. So as simple as we saw on the services, you can install PHP from services or this PHP tab here. Maybe someday you will get rid of this tab and keep everything in the services. But let's see how it goes. And obviously you can install some extensions, not everything, some let's say whitelisted extensions we have here to install. You can update PHP INI, the CLI version or the FPM version. If you click, Vito will download the file from your server, put it here, you can modify it, and when you save it, it saves the file in the same path, and then it restarts the PHP FPM actually. And there you go. You can also define which PHP version to be your default PHP version in terms of PHP CLI. You can install Node.js, which version you want. Just click and VitoDeploy will install Node.js for you. This is actually useful when you have npm run build-ish commands in your deployment script. And you can even make it a default CLI. But let's see if it did it. So, and by the way, we have this headless console. So this is not a terminal. This is just the headless console. You know, it's every time you run it, it kind of resets the state. But recently, I kind of hacked it, added some sort of states, you know, made it a bit stateful. You know, you can literally do cd/etc. You see, I'm on the etc now. I can do ls. I mean, it's a bit hacky, but it works. Sometimes it's very handy. Instead of just, you know, SSH to the server, maybe sometimes it's not possible. Or I don't know, you're just not, you don't want to add your public key to the server or whatever. You feel your Vito instance is safer than everywhere else, you just do the commands here. Okay, it can handle some basic level commands without any user interaction actually. So consider headless console as non-interactive headless console. I just made that name, but yeah. Yup. We wanted to check Node actually. Node-v. Yup, we have Node. Maybe npm-v as well. Yes. We have everything right there. Moving on to the firewall. Oh my god, I never thought Vito will gonna be that much big that I spend this much time to go around. But I'm happy here. I hope you're also happy. So firewall, guys, firewall. It's very basic firewall, interacting with using UFW to well, manage some firewall rules on your server. You can create rules, you can allow or deny, you can add a purpose, you can define the protocol, you can select the port and from which source. If you don't want to make it from any source, you can define the source, and you can define the mask, put it here, and then create the rule. By default, Vito ships with 3 rules. Port 22 ATN 443 for HTTP traffic, but do not ever remove this port because Vito uses this port to connect to your server. If you remove this one, you're screwed. Just keep in mind. Maybe I should write this down here, do not remove me or whatever, but yeah. What else do we have? We have cron jobs. Obviously, you can create some cron jobs with VitoDeploy And you see, you can also create a cron job with the user that you actually created a website. You see, so every time you create a new website and isolate it, you will see its user here as well. So this one lets you create look commands like this: scheduler or schedule run. What was it actually? Just on schedule. Yeah, it's schedule run. So you literally need to do this or do like this: php/stream/stream.vitodeploy.com/artisan schedule run. So this will literally do the schedule. And obviously for Laravel we put it every minute because it is already recommended to put it every minute. So some people actually make this mistake and put also this in the command, and that's why they might end up failing with the cron jobs. This is the actual command, and you just put the frequency here and Vito will add it to the command itself and write it to your cron tab. There you go. We also have a stop button for the cron jobs. You can, well, welcome to filament sometimes I see, but you can stop a cron job, you disable it. So this is literally disabled. This means it has deleted this command from the cron tab from your server. When you enable it, it will again add the command to the cron tab. And SSH keys. So I don't think really you need to know about this, but you know it. I mean, I don't need to repeat it, but let me just show you one example. I have my existing key, this laptop's public key. I'm going to deploy this to the server, the same server. It is deployed. Okay, now I can log in to the Vito user with this, and the reason is I already have this key in my computer. Let me just delete that. What is that key? If I find it, I have too many keys on my computer. All right, back. So this one, you should be able to log into the server. You see, I'm there now with this user. And of course you can switch the user. There you go. And we have the website here. Anyway, services, we already seen the services. Actually, one thing that probably I never promoted a lot is with VitoDeploy, you can monitor your servers in actually two ways. So you can either monitor with Vito agent. This is one agent which has been written with Golang. It's a system program, I would say. And another thing is remote monitor, right? So since VitoDeploy can be installed on a remote server, like to be available on the internet, or it can be installed on your local machine to, you know, save some costs. You don't want to pay $5 a month to a server that you use that server to, you know, manage your other servers, right? Sometimes for freelancers or developer, it just doesn't make sense. You know, you want something to manage your servers from your computer. You are not a team, actually. It's just, you know, just yourself. And the idea of VitoDeploy is to enable everyone with the lowest price, lowest cost you need to pay to manage and deploy your servers. So anyway, I was saying, for the ones that are using VitoDeploy locally, okay, I recommend them to use the remote monitor, and for the ones are using another server as a Vito instance to manage their other servers, I recommend them to use Vito Agent, because Vito Agent is being installed on your server itself, right? Like a heartbeat. On every certain minutes, I guess 1 minute or so, it sends the resource usage information to VitoDeploy instance on the internet with an HTTP call, with a secret on the header and so on. But remote mod, since that is not possible for the instances installed on the local, because they are not accessible on the internet, I recommend this one. And remote monitor is something is being installed. It's actually basically a cron job, right? This remote monitor is a cron job on your Vito instance, which means your local computer. Every minute it connects to your server with SSH, gets the resource usage and stores it. Anyway, since I have VitoDeploy on my local machine right now, I will use remote monitor. Just install, and you will see this will be super quick because it's literally doing nothing. Done. When you install it, you have the metrics here. Now, I haven't set any cron job and this local running, so I just need to schedule run. Okay, maybe one more to get metrics, maybe one more to just see some numbers here. Let me maybe get another one. Yeah, you can obviously filter, takes the filament with all these nice UI components. Anyway, console, we talked about it. Logs, you can see the logs here. You can download the logs, and some other goodies is you can create remote logs. What does this mean? So you can basically monitor the logs on the server itself. Like I can monitor var log nginx access log, if I'm not mistaken, or error log. So it is being added here, and you can view its content actually. So these are the few times. No, this wasn't us, but anyway. You can remove the log files in the server, you can even download them. And that's it. And server settings, not much to see here. You can change the IP address, you can get the local network IP address, which is actually, I'm gonna continue with that. I feel more energy now. We're going to good part actually. Do you guys want to see how to set up a load balancer with VitoDeploy? I think you will like it. Okay, I'm gonna show this to you. So for that, I'm gonna need multiple servers actually. Let me just quickly create a server. I will go back and talk about file manager while this is installing the server. So I'm going with another server, the same, let's just call it, yeah, let's call it A. And we don't want a database. Actually, why not? Let's install everything in PHP 8.3. Actually, let's call this B. Okay, and create. So, and I'm gonna rename this one to server stream A. Let's keep this like this. And by the way, you can check for updates on your server. This will check for the updates. You have one available update, you can hit this and it will upgrade your server and install all the updates. And you have the server ID here and here as well to interact with the API if you want. So anyway, you're setting up the server. Let's talk a bit about file manager. So the file manager is well, you will never find any cloud, let's say, server management tool that provides you this, because this is, I would see it a bit dangerous to provide it to end users. But thanks to VitoDeploy, which is open source and self-hosted, why not providing this feature? Okay, you can just have it and use it for yourself, because you are the user. You're not going to put crazy stuff here. So but anyway, the file manager is very simple. It has basic options, I would say. You can edit, download, or delete a file, or create a new file, directory, or upload a file, depending on the user that you select. And there is also one thing that you can actually extract a zip or tar files, if I'm not mistaken. These two, I guess. Yeah, you can upload a compressed file and extract it in your server. So this is good for users installing websites like WordPress, for example. Anyway, so okay, while this is installing, what I will do, desktop this Vito, okay, what I want to do is to create a new route. Balance return return some env app, let's say, actually return this config, oh my god, app dot name. Actually, yeah, this is good. Slash balance, return the app name. Let's see this one. Name, return the app name, because you want to test load balancer. So whatever, let's just push it there. Okay, I'm done with this code. Okay, I'm gonna need to go to this A and deploy it to have the latest changes. Oh, actually I want the app name to be stream 1 or stream A, like this. Save it, deploy it again. You see, it gets the last commit and deploys it. So we have it. Let's just slash name, we have stream A. Okay, so far good. Now let's deploy the other. So what we want to do, guys, it's very simple, right? So we want to create a load balancer here. Okay, this will be the domain itself, stream.vitodeploy.com, right? And then there will be two apps. This will be app, this will be the A, and this will be the B1. Okay, as simple. We will hit this URL based on the load balancer algorithm. We will send the traffic to this one or this one, and we are going to see that. So let's just deploy then. A new Laravel website, same domain, and let's also use main branch, run it. We also created under this user and the new server, and create. I hope I didn't miss anything. What is the IP? Okay, 115. Right. Right. There you go. Now, back to the, so actually we need deployment script and environment variable. I need this from here to server B. Okay, environment. This will be B. Right. And where are we? Okay. Now we also need the deployment script. All right. Save and deploy. Damn it. I forgot the database. I forgot the database. It's failing. Actually, good point. Okay, this failed, but it says finished. Maybe we have a bug here, right? Ideally, this should exit and says deployment failed. So I will have a look on that later. But anyway, so all right, I'm making it really complex, but I want to make it work, and I want you to see how easy it is to do this stuff with VitoDeploy. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to create the other server. Okay, I'm going to create. So the other server will actually be the load balancer. Okay, and what I will do, I will also keep the database in that server. Okay, and then I will network all of these together in one server. Sorry, in one network. Okay, so same region, same plan, I would say. Let's call it the main server. Okay, the main server is supposed to have supposed to be as a load balancer and database server. We can create another server as database, but I don't want to pay that much to Hetzner for this test. So, all right, Nginx. Actually, yeah, I don't want PHP in this server because this is going to be a load balancer and a database server. Okay, so let's just create it. Are you guys there or sleeping? All right, installing it. So what I'm gonna do on the server A. So server A had SSL, which I'm gonna remove it because all the SSL is supposed to be on the load balancer itself. So let's just disable the force SSL. You can just delete this. All right, that's done. If I open this, probably it's gonna fail like that. I need to open it like HTTP. Okay. So we have port 4080 and nothing related to SSL. Yeah, that works. It's just some cache in my browser probably. Anyway, so this app is running here in this server. Stream B also running in this IP address, and main one is being installed. All right, good. Hang in, guys. Hang in there. We're going to deploy a load balancer. Cool. So what I will do, let's create a database. Stream user. Actually, let's create the Vito we created. I don't want to change the environment variables again. And password. And remote. So we're going to close the port. Okay, this is important, guys. What does this remote do? We can define from which host to be accessible. Okay, I can define the IP addresses of each server, the local IP addresses of each server that is going to access to this database. But I'm just simply putting this sign here to allow it from everywhere. But I have it. I will handle it in the firewall level. Okay, to not make it publicly accessible in the internet. Okay, so creating this database with its user and this one, database users, yes, everything linked correctly. So now the actual part. So I'm going to bring this browser in. So these are the three servers we have: main, stream, this was stream A obviously, and stream B. So now I'm going to network it. So simply in the networks, we create one network here, and let's add the all three servers. Let's just let it handle the IP addresses itself. Where's my other server? Okay, it's here. So main is the database. I'm going to set these addresses on VitoDeploy itself. So where are the servers? Main. I'm going to set this local network IP address here. And then stream B, 3 and 2. Okay. Stream B is this one, save. And stream A is 2. All right, we are good. Now, the database was 10.004, right? This was the database. So what? I missed the config part. Do you connect to the same database? I'm actually going to configure it again. You will see it. So now, guys, we need to say this main database needs to allow connection and its firewall from other databases in the same network. Okay, so what was our network? Our network was 10.0.0.0 and mask 16, right? So I'm going to create a new firewall rule, database allow TCP connections for MySQL port from this source and mask 16. Okay, you see this? So this makes the hopefully the database accessible in the same network. You can go even more precise by just whitelisting the servers, but I believe it's too much for this. So anyway, now the database is ready to accept connections from, and this is the database. So I'm going to server A, stream A, go to the environment variables, and actually I'm also going to delete the database service here. Look, we have MySQL here. I'm just going to uninstall it. See, we have two databases already here. That's why it doesn't let you uninstall. So we just delete the resources. Hopefully. And now you can uninstall it. Uninstalling it. Now let's go to the configuration. Let's go to the environment variable. So environment variables, database localhost, which we want to say 4, right? Was it 4 or not? It was 4. Okay, it was 4. Same port, same credentials, and save. Okay, so now migration should create the tables in the database. If I haven't missed anything, let's see. Nice. You see, it created the migrations in the database server. Okay, it's not in this server, it's a separate server. So now we need to do the same in the other database. Other application, web application. So this is the configuration. Actually, we just need this one. So let's go to stream B, environment variable, and where is database host? Come on. All right, there you go. So this one should not create any tables, obviously, because it's the same database. So it will probably say, I don't know, nothing to migrate. And I will delete the database service from this server as well. Stream B is an application server. It doesn't have to have a database. So, where is it? Nothing to migrate. See? The migration already ran from the other application and created the tables. So let's also delete the MySQL service from this server as we don't need it. It's an application server. All right, guys. So let's review what we have. We have database and load balancer here, which we will set up the load balancer. We have two application servers, stream A and stream B. Both deployed with the latest changes, connected to the database completely, and the connection to database is also okay. Now we want to actually see how this works by setting up the load balancer in this server. But first, I'm going to my Cloudflare. So, all right, guys, this is my Cloudflare. For this stream, I'm going to delete the IP address, which is pointing to this one. So we need to only point the domain to the load balancer. Okay, the load balancer IP is this one. So stream should only point to this IP address and save. Okay, I don't have any you know, cloud proxy on. We want to test it with the app itself. Okay, so stream, these are nonsense. I will just go here. So now if I open the domain stream, there is nothing actually. This should show maybe the Nginx default. Oh my god, how can I do this? Oh my god, I hate this. I need to flush DNS actually. Does it work here? No, I don't care. I will just do it curl. You see we have the Nginx here. Okay, so this means we are sending the requests are being sent to the load balancer server, but it has not yet connected to the other servers. Okay, we are going to do so. So in the load balancer server, the main one, you're going to create a new website with the load balancer type. Okay, and the domain will be the domain that we are actually going to connect. Okay, the method, let's say round robin, because you want to test it to see randomly switching. And a user, let's call it, I don't want to isolate this one. Okay, let's do it with the Vito user. Create site. So it should create the load balancer really quick. All right, there you go. So guys, what we have here, this is the balancing method we have, which is fine. Now we want to say one connection goes to stream A. Okay, I don't want to specify anything else, just defaults, and another connection goes to stream B. Okay, so far good, and save the settings. Okay, now this one loads the Laravel, but this is too much. You want to see the name. Okay, so again, name goes server B and goes server A, and every request is being, you know, randomly changed. Amazing, no? Well, let's do some tricks here. Let's add some I don't know, weight. Let's say, I don't know, 100 to this, 200. I don't know if I'm using the numbers correctly, but 100 to 100. This means literally send most of the requests to this one. Probably this server is, you know, this server has more resources than this one. So we should see stream B more often than stream A, if I am correct and I'm putting the correct numbers here. But you guys are there, correct me. So we are seeing B twice and A once. B twice, A once. B twice, A once. Look, B, B, and then A. B, B, and then A. Nice. There you go. So I'm not going to showcase how the Nginx load balancing works. You probably know you can even enable it as backup. If you make this backup, this server will be accessible if this server goes off, right? It's not probably accessible or whatever. Anyway, let's go back to defaults and save it. All right, guys, we're done. We're literally done. Just one last step I want to show you. I want to actually now create SSL for this website. So we are going to create SSL for the load balancer, which have everything for the underlying websites as well. Okay, so new certificate, let's encrypt, and don't put me down. Don't let me down. Let's encrypt. This is the last attempt today. I will do the rest tomorrow. All right, we're done. Let's also force it. Because my browser already messed up. So there you go, guys. A, B, A, B, A, B. See, it's HTTPS. Sending the traffic to both servers separately. But what you can do and what you should do actually, you need to take these two servers actually out, right? Well, okay. My kid wants me to see something, and I will say goodbye to you guys soon. All right, done. No? Yeah, you need to go to firewall for each server and probably change this. Change this HTTP port. You don't want to make it accessible from the whole internet. You want to make it accessible only in the network itself. So let's see if it works actually. Otherwise, I will just right away go and create an issue on GitHub. Seriously. So any source, we change this to the same network, 16, and update. Dum. All right, can I access this now in the internet? No, it's out, you see. But can I access it here? You see, server stream B is still accessible. And you do the same for the other server as well, and of course for the port 443. Server A, firewall. We already did on server A. Wait, did we? Yeah. Let's do in server B. Firewall port 80 to be only accessible in this port. And done. It is up here, and the IP directly is not accessible, which is good. You do the same for HTTPS port as well. And one last thing, I'm not gonna continue with this, but you can do it yourself, is the trusted proxies. So if I get a client's IP address in the app that we have, the Laravel app, probably it's gonna throw you the IP of the load balancer, right? What we need to do, we need to add it as a trusted proxy with Laravel's trusted proxy middleware, and you are done, basically done. So, and I'm done, seriously. Do you have any questions? If not, I'm gonna say goodbye to all of you. I guess we showed everything, and I hope X or YouTube will save this video because I need it. All right, then see everyone in the next one, right? Okay, let's push more on open source stuff, free software. I love it. You should love it too. Let's make more free and open software. Take care, everyone.